Come August, and there are loads of Nollywood movies leaving Netflix, and it is kind of emotional considering that these are movies that introduced me to Nollywood and got me so obsessed with Nigerian cinema. And while Nigerian cinema is so entertaining, it's also a window into this fascinating country called Nigeria, which has such rich culture, such lively, dynamic people, and such interesting lives. And we could go on about how sad it is that so many movies are leaving Netflix at once, or we could choose to celebrate the good ones. So I'm going to take you through my favorite movies that are leaving Netflix so that you can go and check them out before they're gone. So without much ado, let me start with my favorite movie of the lot, Nigerian Prince. This is the story of an American of Nigerian origin who is sent back to Lagos, and over there he is now looking for ways to move back, and he gets in touch with his cousin who is an online scammer, hence the name Nigerian Prince. So it's a very interesting film. It's really well made, and what's fascinating about it is through the eyes of the main character. As an outsider, you get to explore Lagos and Nigeria, and that is why I would highly recommend this film, especially if you're someone who is outside of Nigeria. And do catch it on Netflix before 21st of August. The second film I'll talk about is the Razz guy. Now, even though I do love Nollywood, one genre of Nollywood which for me has not worked as much as I feel it should is comedy. Even though it is the most prevalent genre, I feel that Nigerian cinema does not do justice to the Nigerian sense of humor. I mean, if you look at Nigerian comedy on the internet, or if you look at Nigerians on Twitter and all these other places, they are extremely funny. Somehow that does not translate to their movies. A huge exception is this movie, The Razz Guy. This movie features Lasisi Elenu. I mean, if you've seen a lot of Nigerian skits, you would have seen this guy for sure. So it's a story about an associate in a law firm who is very pedantic about language, who keeps correcting everyone's language. And this guy suddenly gets cursed by one of the sweepers, following which he loses his ability to speak English properly. And how that turns his life upside down is what the film is about. It is hilarious, and besides being funny, it's also a very interesting commentary on how language is an indicator of class and intelligence, which applies a lot more to us here in India, and that's why it's a film that you must catch. It will be gone on 11th of August, so do make the time for it. The next film is Hire a Woman. Now, for some reason, I love Nollywood rom-coms. I'm not even a rom-com guy, but I love Nollywood rom-coms, and this is probably my favorite one. Now, the name did sound a bit scandalous to me. I was a bit unsure about watching a movie named Hire a Woman, but okay. The story of the movie goes that a guy is going for a college reunion and he wants to make his ex jealous, so he hires a colleague to accompany him and pretend to be his current girlfriend, and you would guess where the movie goes from there. Well, you wouldn't, and that's why I love the film. And not to mention that it is breezy, and it's such a nice. It makes for such good casual viewing as well. Hire a Woman would be leaving on 19th of August. The other rom-com would be leaving rather sooner, which is Love is War, and this is a rather mature romantic drama. It's about a mature couple who have been married for long. They're in a happy marriage. Both of them are wealthy, they're successful, and they find themselves facing each other in an election, and that is when things start going south for them. And how they make it through all of it is what makes the movie. It's definitely worth a watch. And of course, the couple of RMD, Richard Mofejamijo and Omoni Oboli make it all the more better. The next movie I talk about is coming from Insanity. Well, this is one of those movies that kept me hooked to Nollywood. It's one of those movies that told me, these guys are not playing, they're here for business. This is the movie about about a kid who smuggled from Togo to work as domestic help, and he grows up to become a really ambitious man. And once he grows up, he starts looking for ways to make it big, and he starts working on making counterfeit currency notes. He perfects the art. And in a way, this is the story of an entrepreneur, because the amount of research and development that goes into perfecting the counterfeit currency notes, and then how he goes on to make his team, how he goes about scaling and distribution, and the way he goes about all of it, and the thrill and all the roadblocks he faces and how he overcomes that, makes for an incredibly thrilling watch. And Gabriel Affolea has given a stellar performance. Catch this movie before August 9th. It's there on Netflix. The next movies, I will get a lot of flack for this, but I would highly recommend Merry Men 1 and 2. Now, this is what we call masala movies in India. To put things into perspective, these are the movies where you have to suspend your disbelief because they're all about style, they're all about action, and you just love it for the show that it is. To put things into perspective, it's somewhat like, you can say, the Fast and Furious series. So Merrymen 1 and 2 are movies that are full of style and action, and they're really worth a watch. They're really entertaining. I mean, I loved both of the movies. They're leaving on August 1st and August 8th respectively. The next film is Nimbe. This is quite an intense one. It's the story of a kid in a toxic household, and who also gets bullied at school, and he gets into drugs, and how things go south for him from then on makes for this really intense drama. This one, and it's got a stellar performance from Chimezi Imo. This one leaves Netflix on August 7th. Living in Bondage, Breaking Free is on Netflix till August 13th. Now, this is Nollywood. That's all I'd say. I mean, Living in Bondage is, for those who don't know Nollywood, Living in Bondage is a movie that came out in 1992, which is one of the milestone movies of Nollywood. And this is a remake of the movie, which has been made in a lot more palatable way, I could say. It's a lot more, especially for outsiders, for people who are new to Nollywood. Of course, this film, which is Living in Bondage, Breaking Free, the new version, is definitely worth a watch. And like I said, it's there till August 13th. Some of the other films that are leaving Nollywood are Lego's Real Fake Life, which is leaving on 15th August. The Ghost and the Tout, Part 1 and 2, which are leaving on July 31st and August 24th. There are two rom-coms, It's Her Day, leaving on August 18th, and The Vendor, leaving on August 10th. If you're looking for thrillers, there is The Setup, leaving on August 3rd, Sugar Rush, leaving on August 5th, and Dwindle, leaving on August 18th. There is also Lockdown, The Fourth Republic, Anchor Baby, Light in the Dark, Black Rose, Elevator Baby. Well, that's quite a lot. I haven't even counted how many there are, but it's sad that so many are leaving Nollywood at once. But the saving grace is that just last week we had, the series To Kill a Monkey that came on Netflix. After a long time, there was a global release from Nollywood on Netflix, and I hope we would have more newer Nollywood movies coming on Netflix. Another saving grace is that all these movies I have mentioned are available on this app called Circuits. On your browser, you can check it out for free on the link circuits.tv. And that's it for this time. I mean, if you have any more thoughts to add, do let me know. And if you're new to Nollywood, do check out some of those movies. I promise you it'll be worth it. That's it for now. Do like, share, subscribe, comment. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.